What's up, guys? It's your girl Brandy back with another video. If you are new to my channel, I am Brandy. I pretty much do story times, recaps, and I do travel. I am from Dallas, but I currently live in Las Vegas, Nevada. All right, so by the time of this video, we're gonna jump right into it. I'm gonna give you the story time of when I got scammed in Atlanta. I just dropped a video of why I left. So why I left Atlanta, y'all. So go check out that video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get it popping. Okay. So y'all, first, before I even start the story, I still have the screenshots to this day of being scammed by this person. However, I am not savvy enough to know how to edit it into this video. So I'm going to give you guys a story time. And then if for whatever reason I end up blowing up or something, I don't know, on YouTube, I become this great big YouTuber and I know how to edit and stuff, I promise I'll retell the story and add the screenshots, or even if I can figure out how to do it. But all right, so pretty much this is what happened, y'all. So if you ever lived in Atlanta as a woman, you know that there is a bunch of hairstylists, okay? Now, that's a whole nother video on hairstylists in Atlanta and quality and all that. But if you ever try to get your hair done, most of the time, how do you find out, right? Either word of mouth, or the new thing is that people have these groups. And that's typically how I find my lash people, my nail techs, my, people that I want to do certain styles for me. Because sometimes I'll go to stylists, like I have a stylist. She did very good braids, like all protective style braids, locks, anything you can think of. But she really wasn't good at doing wigs and so on. So, you got your people for that, right. So anyway, so I'll never forget it. I was in Middle Georgia at the time, and I was had just got into grad school. That's why I say go watch my other video, because I give y'all a good timeline. So I was in grad school, right? I was... Actually, yeah, well, the person who scammed me was in the Atlanta area, but I wasn't living there at the time. I was in the middle, I was in near like Macon and all that other stuff. So anyway, I'm looking for somebody to do my hair. I wanted some lemonade braids. So I go in this group and I say, hey, looking for somebody who can do some lemonade braids for me. And so somebody commented under my post, and basically they gave a price. Now, guys, Scam 101. If the price is too good to be true, it probably is. Unless somebody's running a special. If you know that most girlies charge 150 plus for even large to medium knotless braids. If somebody comes and says, hey, I can do you a wash and blow dry for 100 or something like that, and include hair, or just something too good to be true, just go with your gut, because it's too good to be true for a reason, right? Either again, they might be running a special, you're gonna get some low quality work, or it's a scam. So I had not been scammed by a hairstylist at this point, right? So I was like, okay, cool. So I can't remember what price she gave me. And they were like some kind of jumbo, like they weren't like super small, but they weren't like super like big either, if that makes sense. They weren't super big, but they weren't super small. So I can't remember exactly what the price she gave me. I want to say it was still a too good to be true price, but I wasn't thinking. I just wanted to get my hair done. So this is the BS that they do, right? So also keep in mind, right, if somebody says, like, as a black girl, most of the times you're gonna spend at least $100 getting your hair done, right? And they usually charge a deposit. I wasn't thinking. In my opinion, guys, also another red flag when somebody scams you, if they're asking you to pay a deposit that's too much, unless they're a reputable hairstylist, it's probably a scam. If somebody's asking you to pay more than, I would say, $25 for a deposit, I feel like that's a scam. Like, I have seen reputable hairstylists, don't get me wrong, say, okay, $50, and they're, actual hairstylists, but that's usually not often the case. But so I was like, okay, I didn't mind paying. The deposit was $50. I didn't mind paying the deposit because I was okay. I'm only, I think probably she charged me maybe like a little bit over $100, and she was including the hair. So I was like, okay, I ain't tripping about that. So I sent the $50, and this is where it just the alarm bell should have started ringing, right? So if somebody ever, first of all, if they comment on your post and they say inbox me or anything. They don't post pictures. They don't post nothing about their work. They just say inbox me. That's the red flag. Number 2, sorry, y'all. My camera I be having to hit it so it don't go black so I can see myself. Okay. So if they comment on your post, they ask you to inbox them instead of just dropping their Instagram, their anything, Facebook, anything that has their work. 2, if you go into their Facebook and the Facebook looks new, like maybe they got like 5 friends and all they're posting are hair things, you can easily check this out. All they post is hair or pictures that are likely not theirs. You can tell if somebody's not active or doesn't have like a, interactions on their personal Facebook or even just like business stuff like that's reputable. You can usually tell because it'll just be like, it'll look fake. And then if they ask for a big deposit, if your hairstyle is like, let's say $150, I'm sorry, nobody should be asking you more than $15, $20 for that style. Do not get tricked out of giving these people more money. Even if they try to trick you out of $10, $15, because they can do that too, but more often than not, if they're charging you a big deposit, they just trying to get some money out of you. Okay. All right. So this is what ended up happening, right? So pay the girl the deposit. Look the place up. Also look up these places that they give y'all. If they're apartments, things, just anything like that, you can look them up. So I looked it up and the place was an actual hair shop. So I'm like, okay. Not thinking nothing of it, right? Okay, see you in the morning. So keep in mind, y'all, she lived in, I can't remember exactly where they lived. It wasn't exactly Atlanta. I want to say it was like a city right before Atlanta. I cannot for the life of me think of it. I don't want to say it was McDonough, but it was a city like right before, not right before Atlanta, maybe like I'd say 20-ish, 30-ish minutes before Atlanta, like. So it was like on the outskirts, right? So what ended up happening was they sent me the address. I lived in Middle Georgia at the time, so regardless, I'm gonna have to drive like an hour and some change. So the scammer is still keeping up, took my money or whatever, keeping up the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, boom, boom, bam. So the next day comes, I'm still letting her know, like keeping up with her. She's like, yeah, cool, great. So I'm like, okay, I'm on the way. She's like, cool, I'll see you soon. I want to say my appointment was like at 9 o'clock or something like that. And I got there like maybe like 10 minutes early. So what I do is sometimes I'll let the stylist know like, hey, I'm here. Just let me know when you want to come in. If I can come in now, just let me know. They'll either tell me like, no, just wait a couple minutes to your appointment, which I have no problem doing. I'll just go grab a juice or food or something. Or they'll just say, hey, you can come on in, or, whatever happens. Right. So it's probably 10 minutes before my appointment. And I text her and I'm like, hey, I'm here. Do you want me to come in or should I just wait until the appointment time? And then she reads it and then she blocks me. So I'm like, that's weird. So I'm like, okay, trying to figure out what's going on. So I get out the car and I'm at the shop, right? I, look into the shop. There's nobody there. Like, I guess I'm early. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe she's just not here yet. I'm gonna wait. So I wait maybe like, at this point, it's probably like 10, 15 minutes past the appointment. And I'm already like, okay, I think I got scammed, but let me just make sure. Cause again, I'm checking. I'm like, okay, she blocked me. It gives you the thing on Facebook when you can't like message them anymore. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So probably like 15, 20 minutes, I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, I probably got scammed, but let me just make sure. Somebody pulls up and they get out and they unlock the shop. So I, wait a little bit. I go up to the door and I, knock on the door. I'm like, hey, I'm supposed to have an appointment with somebody here, And the lady is like, I'm telling her who my appointment like is with and everything like that. She's like, I'm so sorry. We don't have anybody here by that name. I think you got scammed. Y'all, I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it. Cause my thing is this, right, bitch? I already got my money. Why keep it up? And you done already got the deposit the day before. If you was a scam, you could just say, hey, got you, bitch, got your money. But you decided to let me still think that I had an appointment, drive an hour up there, and then decide to block me. Can't make this up, y'all. Can't make this up. So guys, again, I gave y'all some tips. If you ever, this could be for any situation, but specifically if you're trying to get your hair done and you're using a hair group, because they're really good groups to get your hair done. Always just make sure that this is an actual person, a reputable person, even if they have like a low following count. Just make sure they're an actual person who actually can do hair. Never send more than a certain amount on a deposit. I do not care unless they are a reputable hairstylist. Watch out for pages with barely any photos that are stealing photos, people that ask you to inbox them when you ask for a hairstyle instead of just posting their Instagram and their work and everything like that. Always look up the shop or the address. Even if you're going to somebody's home, just make sure that it's in a decent area, or that that you have an understanding of the space that you're going to be getting your hair done in. I've even seen instances where the scammers will give people like fake addresses, and that leads to an open parking lot, a construction zone. So just always do that and do your due diligence, and you won't end up like me, having drove an hour and gave a $50 deposit to go get your hair done. I think what ended up happening is I ended up finding a lady, and then I ended up just getting like some like knotless braids, but y'all, it was a mess. But that was my how I got scammed by a hairstylist story in the Atlanta area, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.